Order, would everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, please, Mrs. Meltzer.
Thank you, Mr. Cannon. Oh, you know what? Excuse me. the mic's not on.
We can yell.
Can we do the pledge of allegiance again?
It's a little cold in here.
Oh, different.
It's nice over last time.
Yeah.
Oh, they're on.
Again?
Last time I
No.
was.
Mrs. West? Here. Mr. Keys?
Here.
Mr. Pearl is excused. Mr. Cannon?
Here.
Mr. Aragona?
Here.
Mr. Gilliam is excused. Mrs. Meltzer here.
Thank you. Do we have any additions or deletions to the agenda?
We do not.
Then a motion to approve the agenda is in order.
So moved.
Support.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mrs. West?
Yes.
Mr. Keys?
Yes.
Mr. Cannon?
Yes.
Mr. Aragona?
Yes.
Mrs. Meltzer, yes. Motion passes.
Thank you. Today's agenda has one item on it, and it was a time issue, so that's why we have this special meeting. A request approval for a tent at Partridge Creek.
Dear board members, dear Board of Trustees, this letter is regarding a temporary structure application for a 40-foot wide by 60-foot long tent to be placed in the northeast lot at the mall at Partridge Creek for an event being held on Saturday, August 10th, 2019. To allow for ample time for setup and strike, we are requesting the permit for the dates of Friday, August 9th to Monday, August 12th, 2019. The tent structure is 40 feet by 60 feet Navy tent that does not have any interior poles or any window or side walls. The tent will be secured with concrete blocks and is certified fire retardant. Following is a site plan for the location of the tent. If there are any follow-up questions, please contact me with any information below. Thank you, Christina Bachman, Marketing Director for Starwood Retail Partners for the mall at Partridge Creek.
That's what I'm looking for.
The petitioner is here. Mrs. West has the floor.
Oh, I was just looking to find out, Ms. Meltzer, if you have a picture.
We do.
Oh, there you go. That's what I'm looking for. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Oh, did you want to just kind of, we had a little bit of a conversation prior, so there's just some changes that they made from the last year, and there were no problems with the design that they had implemented last year, and the event went off with no difficulties. Now, there's just some minor changes because I think there's going to be more involved there, right?
Yes, we had such a resounding positive feedback from our event last year. So it is now the second annual Touch a Truck event for Partridge Creek. And because of that, we've actually had more folks reaching out to us who want to bring even more vehicles. So we're going to have a Zamboni there from Suburban Ice, and we're going to have some additional larger vehicles as well. So we needed to move the location, and it's actually going to be on the side of Carson's, whereas last year we were right directly off of Hall Road. So we just needed a little more space, and then it also allows us to give us additional space for the Life Flight helicopter as well.
Thank you. And we need your name and address for the record, please.
Absolutely. Christina Bachman, 1232 Creekview Drive, Rochester, Michigan, 48307.
Thank you.
Quick question.
Mr. Aragona?
Yeah. Thank you very much for being here. So I'm looking at the map here, and it looks like you guys are right outside of Carson's.
Yes, that is correct.
So do you have any anything you can share about? And if you can't, that's fine. But is there any businesses going into Carson's that you know?
I'm sorry, I'm not privy to that information. I know our leasing team is currently working on that. That's at
Okay.
a corporate level.
Okay, so the follow-up to that would be if, let's say it is rented by next year, do you know where you would put it next year if that parking spot is going to be, or those parking spots are going to be filled?
That is, so we would either, if that location is optimal, we would absolutely work with the tenant who is leasing that space, or we have the option of going back out into that further, I guess, the northwest corner,
Yeah,
right
kind
off of Hall Road. That would be
West of
another.
P.F. Chang's there?
Actually, more towards, further towards the left, at that the top corner
Yeah.
of our property.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait,
Yep.
one moment.
Yeah, we could have, thank you. Yes, thank you so
You
much.
are not tall enough, Joey.
No, it's okay.
Oh, the pool cue.
It's actually, yeah, pool cue.
You would look at it from here, up here.
Correct.
Yeah.
That is correct. We have a little more space out that way, and that is something that if there is also a tenant who is occupying the Nordstrom space, we haven't done that because this is typically the time they have their semi-annual sale going on, and that's a lot of the parking space that Nordstrom utilizes, so we want to make sure that we're not hampering any of their business.
Okay.
Mrs. West?
This is going to be a dual job here. With you in that space right here now, oh, look, I can sit down and point. That's pretty good, right here. What, are you going to do anything of, like, closing off the road in here? Because people will come in right there at Nino's, and, I mean, will you block that off before they can even get there?
So what we are going to do, and we've worked very diligently with Frank, he's fantastic. None of his business is going to be disrupted or disturbed. What we are going to do, if you see on the zoomed-in portion, there's actually,
I'm loving this. I'm loving this. So,
you found a new calling. There's actually a portion in between a couple of the medians. We are actually going to blockade that off because that is a ingress that goes directly through that parking lot to the back side of Carson's. We'll block that off there with water barricades the day prior, and then we'll reopen it the day after. But it won't hamper it won't hamper any of the traffic or deliveries or anything from Nino's. We're far enough away from his delivery bays that he wouldn't be.
I just know there's a lot of people who come in there, and they
Oh,
go
yes.
all the way through.
Yep,
you know, 'cause
we're blockading it off on both sides so that they wouldn't be able to do that. And they would just need to be rerouted right there at Ring Road.
Okay.
So they just take one extra turn to go around, and they would just go around the outside perimeter. There's still entry and exit from 59 right there.
Okay.
Yes, we're not blocking that off at all.
One other question. And I don't know if this is to you really, or if it's to Ms. Meltzer. Why is this so late coming to us?
Because that's when we got it. They made a request, and we didn't have another board meeting in time for them to
But this is the
prepare.
second annual. Did you
This
not
is-
know it was going to be this date?
We did. I just returned from maternity leave.
And as you know,
Yeah.
there's a big change over there. and
Right,
so
right.
on.
Well,
Yeah.
and we'll give the baby a,
Thank
it's
you.
okay. Is it a girl or a boy?
A girl.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
So, now I'll put my stick down.
Mr. Keys?
Yeah, thank you for being here. Just very quickly, so it's my understanding that within that that red square, there will be no parking. That's just going to be the trucks.
Correct.
Okay. And then just to the supervisor, when we have items like this and we have tents that are going in and we have to approve it, I thought we usually get a letter from both fire and police saying that they've looked at the property and they say that there's enough space if, in case emergency, a truck had to come through or there's enough access. Do we have that approval?
We don't have anything in writing, but I know that the police chief has worked with them, and the fire marshals are sitting in the audience.
Okay, and there's no objections from the fire marshals? Okay, perfect, thank you.
Mr. Cannon, what are the times? Is that on here? Did I miss that? What time
Oh,
is it?
event.
the time of the event is from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m.
10 to 2.
And the tent will actually be struck at 4 p.m. after the event.
Okay.
So it'll be up and down.
Further comments or questions? Yes, sir.
Sam Bushel, 18546 Wayland. This is a great event, but with a shopping center such as this, and this being the second annual, I cannot even picture why we have to have a special board meeting to approve it. It's, and there again, to not even have any written documentation from the fire and police, especially when you're talking a helicopter involved. It's a matter of, it's hard for me to believe, and also I'm very worried. There again, Ms. Meltzer said that there is no extra cost to have these special board meetings, that nobody gets any extra pay. It's still a matter of, I don't think the average resident could get something this fast, and I don't think it's right to do it this way. There's got to be some planning ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Support.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Cannon, I just would like to speak to that before we do the,
Okay.
before we take roll call. Mr. Bushell, just to respond to your comment, we would do this for residents. We've done things like this for residents in the past, if there's an urgent matter, and we do want to reach out and help people, and also businesses that are in our community. We want to go that extra mile, and really, there is no cost associated with this. Also, the approval can be made conditional upon, and it could be an amendment, a friendly amendment to this, and to make it a condition of approval based on both fire, building, and police approval. So that's been done in the past before, and I would say we should do that here as well.
Okay.
I would agree to that.
Okay.
Thank you for that suggestion. I think that's a
And
good
you
one.
agree, Mr. Aragona?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And the police chief will be here in 5 minutes, so that'll be easy.
Okay.
Roll call, please.
Thank you. Mrs. West?
Mr. Keys?
Oh, wait a second.
Mr. Keys and Mr. Aragona.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the pre-approval. Okay. Mr. Keys?
Yes.
Mr. Aragona?
Yes.
Mrs. West?
Yes.
Mr. Cannon?
Yes.
Mrs. Melzer, yes. Motion passes.
There are no minutes or bills. We do have one public comment.
There again, Sam Bushel, 18546 Wayland Drive. I've been before you many, many times on the fact of dumpsters, and people in the community have asked me, why are the dumpsters so important, over and above the fact that they're rat infested and they're a blight on the neighborhoods. The fact is, they are a red flashing light to anybody from the building department, anybody from this board, or anybody that works for the township, that this place is not meeting a site plan. And site plans don't just cover dumpsters, they cover the landscaping and the beautification, the parking areas, the safety. They're all for health, safety, and welfare of the citizens. And these dumpsters, which I have put complaints in repeatedly with nothing happening yet. In fact, the one went from 2 to 4, now went back down to 2. It's a matter of, people have to realize the beautification committee will not be able to do much if these places aren't, if the properties along Groesbeck were meeting their site plans, we would not have a blight problem on Groesbeck. And we even have, there again, per my FOIA, we have a new trucking company that was put in with fences, signage, and everything else in a gravel parking lot, that this board and the building department and the planning commission, nobody even has any awareness of it, and no tickets have even been issued on that. And I think that is a disgrace with the amount of people, there again, the residents do put in complaints, and they don't get answered very often. The building department, if they send anything, it's usually not a very nice response. Thank you.
I totally disagree. Motion to adjourn is in order.
So moved.
Support.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Keys?
Yes.
Mrs. West?
Yes.
Mr. Cannon?
Yes.
Mr. Aragona?
Yes.
Mrs. Melzer, yes. Motion passes.
Thank you. Meeting adjourned.